Death is a fiction. It doesn't exist. It can't occur in the experience of who you are, which is a sacred being known as your soul that lives past the end of what you call your physical life. When you're fully awake, you will find yourself never again mourning the death of another, not even for a moment. You might mourn your loss, but not their death. In fact, you'll actually celebrate their death by celebrating both the moments of love and joy that they shared with you and the fact that they're now continuing to live in the free and wondrous expression of their evolutionary process. You would likewise neither fear nor mourn your own death, and for precisely the same reason. How's that possible? How can we not mourn the death of another? Because you wouldn't be sad for something that's not true, that's not even happening. When was the last time you were really sad for a long period of time about something that didn't happen? I'm really sad that I fell down the stairs. But you never fell down the stairs. I know, but I'm sad anyway. You wouldn't do that. So why would you be sad because somebody has celebrated their continuation day? You see, the whole point of this particular lesson is to embrace the notion that death does not exist. Now, this is not a New Age philosophy. This is not some kind of a new thought principle. Do you realize that every major religion on the face of the earth teaches us that death does not exist? Most of the major religions are built around the idea that the soul lives past the end of the body and the mind. Once you understand that, you don't find yourself in mourning over the death of another, but really you celebrate that they have celebrated their own continuation day. It's not a small thing because it can change and alter your entire experience of a loved one departing their physical expression. I know some people who have mourned the death of a loved one for a long time. I don't mean a week or two, or even a month or two, or even a year or two, but in some cases for a very long time. And it's sad. You know what's sad about that? What's sad about that is that the last person who would want them to stay in such mourning would be the person who's actually left their physical experience. That's the last thing they would want. I promise you. So, you will know you're fully awake when you fail to mourn the death of a loved one and fail to even mourn your own death. I remember my mom, she was a great example of this. My mother wasn't born into what we would call the New Thought community, you know, the New Age community. She was way before that. That was after her time. But she sure did understand what I'm telling you. And I recall in her life as she moved through the final months of her life, and everyone knew it was the final months of her life. I would come into her hospital room and I'd say, "Mom, gosh, I just feel so sorry." She said, "Sweetheart, don't feel sorry." She said to me words I'll never forget. "Dance on my grave. Promise me. Dance on my grave." And I promised her I would. And when she passed, I was sad, of course, for my own loss, of course. But I wasn't sad for her anymore because she was a living minister. She ministered to me. She ministered to my mourning before I could even have a chance to fall into it. And you know, I did what she asked. I really did. I went to the cemetery where she was buried. Very, very late one evening. Found her gravesite, looked at the gravestone, gave it a little kiss, looked around to make sure no one was watching, and did a little two-step, a little dance on her grave. I said, this dance is for you. When you're fully awake, you dance through the moments that you once mourned. And you mourn no more.